In the headlines, Dominica adds more Caribbean countries to its high-risk travel list. Prime Minister Skerrit calls for a posture of positivity and strength in 2021. And Gina Toussaint dispels fundraising rumors as her son Tyron Theophil remains in quarantine at the Dominica China Friendship Hospital. I'm Andrea Louis with the Channel 5 News, back with the details after this.
We are strong, we are resilient, and we will get through this together. But these are stressful times, and it's important to also practice good self-care. It's normal to feel overwhelmed, anxious, or afraid, but there is hope. Reach out to someone, connect with your friends, stay in touch with your community, and know that you are not alone. We're in this together. This is a public service announcement from the Dominica Red Cross.
Flow helps you stay connected to what matters. Simple plans and a better network mean that you can enjoy 7 days of unlimited social messaging, 3 gigabytes of reliable data to use as you like, 700 local anywhere calls and texts, with the always-on prepaid plan, all for $29. Keep your number when you switch to Dominica's most reliable LTE network. Buy wherever you top up. Switch to Flow. It only gets better.
Thank you for staying with us. First up, Dominica continues to place more Caribbean countries on its high-risk travel list. The categorization forms part of the COVID-19 country risk classification for travel from the CARICOM travel bubble. The newest countries to receive this classification are St. Vincent and the Grenadines and the Turks and Caicos Islands. According to a press release from the Discover Dominica Authority, DDA, Dominica's COVID-19 country risk classification has been revised in keeping with constant analysis of the spread of the pandemic in neighboring countries. As of Monday, 18th January, travelers from St. Vincent and the Grenadines and the Turks and Caicos Islands must submit the online health screening form and a negative PCR test result where swabs were taken within 24 to 72 hours ahead of arrival into Dominica. Upon exiting the port of entry, travelers will submit to a mandatory quarantine period of up to 7 days where a PCR test is taken 5 days after arrival. Visitors have the option of being quarantined in a government facility or a safe in nature certified property under the managed experience. The Discover Dominica Authority pledges to continue working with health officials to ensure the safety and security of visitors to the island. In more top stories, Prime Minister Skerrit is seeking to rally citizens to display a renewed attitude towards nation building. In what was his first annual parley program for 2021, the Prime Minister appealed to the nation to engender what he calls a posture of positivity in the interest of the nation. In his opening monologue, Minister Skerrit said there was a lot to be done this year and the support of the entire nation would be required.
As we embark on a new year, still inundated with the challenges brought on by a global pandemic and the ever-present threat of natural disaster, we must focus on working collectively to achieve a state of well-being for all citizens. I will need the support of every Dominican to achieve the ambitious but attainable goals we have set as a government to ensure continued prosperity for our people and country. As I've said and I've indicated before, this year we will see the commencement of several new initiatives to improve livelihoods, advance infrastructural development, and boost economic growth. We will do this on several fronts, focusing on various sectors of the economy. And so I wish to take this opportunity to impress upon the importance of a nationalistic approach and attitude to development this year. Your government is working for you. I implore every Dominican to ask yourself, how can you fit into the overall development goals of our country and become a contributing participant in nation building? I urge you to use this opportunity of a new beginning to reconsider your place in the grand scheme of this country's development? Will you be a constant source of negativity and anti-progress sentiment? Or will you join forces with those pursuing growth and opening new pathways for progress, we may ask ourselves? It is my hope that you will choose the latter option and adopt a more collaborative approach at various levels.
The Prime Minister believes nation-building efforts ought to start at the local community level.
How can you better contribute to development within your own community? How can you collaborate with your village council or your parliamentary representative to identify developmental goals and work to achieve these? Can you form an organization of your own with your peers to tackle needs within your community, to uplift the lives of your less fortunate fellow Dominicans? I encourage you to consider all this as you move ahead with your personal goals. As you take responsibility for your own development and that of your country, let us work together and let us spare no effort, let us spare no thought to ensure that we can advance our country's development. We have been through a number of challenges, but that has not daunted us. Your government stands ready and is putting in place several measures to assist you in your quest for personal growth and success. In this new year 2021, I encourage a spirit of determination among all Dominicans, a posture of positivity and strength, a belief that we are indeed a resilient people and can take on the challenges of our time head on and come out stronger every time.
In more developments, Channel 5 News can confirm that Tyron Theophil is back in Dominica and, according to his mother, is in quarantine at the Dominica China Friendship Hospital. Here is Julian Morris with that story.
Tyron spent some time in a Martinique hospital recovering from surgery for skull injuries sustained in a bike accident on Christmas Day. Tyron's family told Channel 5 News on Tuesday he was doing well, but he has a scheduled procedure coming up in the near future. His mother, who did not wish to speak on camera, says she wants to clear the air as it regards rumors surrounding fundraising efforts on behalf of her son. Apparently, there have been 2 fundraisers held recently, but Toussaint says she can only vouch for one of them. She says she can't speak for the other event, also done in her son's name, as she was not involved.
But I want to clarify something that have been going all around, the lies that are being told. There's a lot of say that is going on, especially in the Point Michel area, right? Where money they are saying that was given to me by people, right? And I only received four donations from money-wise from the public, from some of the people. And this money went to the fundraising on Saturday, which of course I gave an amount that was made out of it. But I also have to say, there was an event that took place on Friday that I did not know anything about, and it was a fundraising on my son's behalf, which it clearly says that the fundraising document that was printed to the public stating that there will be a fundraising for Tyron Theophil and it will be given to his family. I never received money. I want to be clear on that. I never received money for that event that took place on Friday. The question remains, where did that money go? Right? Because I can only give an account for Saturday, right? But not on Friday. Where did that money go? Because I am being accused by the people of Point Michel, the same set that supported me during a time of how I would put it, tragedy, right? Is the same set that is tarnishing my name today, saying Tyron's mother is receiving money, and I'm not sending it up to the person that is taking care of him. I want to make that clear. This is not true. This is just telling a lot of lies. So as I have to say again, the public, please, the lies that is going on out there, stop it. Because whoever that is saying to this lady that they are giving me money, please, you all know Matt is my family. Contact him and let him know how much you all give. You understand? I just want this matter to be cleared. Call Matt. Call any media people you all want and just let them know how much money you all give Gina to say concerning her son. In regarding to her son, let the public know, because I come on here now and I'm speaking. Let the public know how much money you all gave me for Tyron Theophil. Because I know what I received for Tyron Theophil, and I have my receipts, and it will stand for me. And that is all I have to say.
Toussaint says she is grateful to Prime Minister Skerrit, Honorable Denise Charles, Shoma Dalrymple, and the general public for their support during this ordeal.
In other developments, just over $80,000 spent by the APP in its first year of operations. We again join Julian Morris with more.
The disclosure by interim President Tahira Blanchard during a ceremony to mark the Alternative People's Party's first anniversary. In delivering a report on the party's first year of operations, Blanchard said the funds for party events came from donations by members and supporters of the APP.
In the spirit of transparency and in keeping with APP's calls for complete reform and of the electoral system, we declare that the value of our operation for the past year was $85,000. Funding came from members and friends of our party, with the highest single donation being $1,500 and the lowest single donation $2.65.
Another achievement of the party, as outlined by Blanchard, is its growth in membership and support.
Our membership has seen a steady increase, and more Dominicans have expressed their willingness to assist and work with the party. We are proud to say that we have done over 50 events in just over 6 months, and most of our charitable contributions have not been disclosed. Join us for this onward journey for our new nation. The world is no longer the same, and Dominica likewise has been transformed. APP has the plan, the toolbox, and the vision to align Dominica with the new global realities.
Blanchard says the Alternative People's Party was formed to close the gap it sees between existing political parties and the people of the country.
Our approach begins with a lowering of the political noise decibel. We do so by moving away from the tit-for-tat and seemingly angry or unsavory partisan rhetoric. There is a huge gap between the political sides in Dominica, and APP will fill that gap by addressing the people and relating or responding to their needs. In fact, we have already occupied that space. We focus on the people because this is necessary, especially in a post-COVID-19 world.
You are watching the Channel 5 News. Stay tuned for more after the break.
A new in-home experience is here. All your services bundled into one simple plan. Faster, more reliable Wi-Fi so that you can binge, play, and stream uninterrupted. Unlimited flow local landline minutes mean you can talk and talk and talk. Plus the best in TV entertainment with over 120 channels and 29 in HD. All for $160 a month with the new all-in bundle. With Flow, it only gets better.
We are strong, we are resilient, and we will get through this together. But these are stressful times, and it's important to also practice good self-care. It's normal to feel overwhelmed, anxious, or afraid, but there is hope. Reach out to someone, connect with your friends, stay in touch with your community, and know that you are not alone. We're in this together. This is a public service announcement from the Dominica Red Cross.
Welcome back. Phase 2 of the National Backyard Gardening Project to get underway this year. Julian Morris has the details.
Representative in the Ministry of Environment and former Minister for Agriculture Johnson Drago made the revelation during a recent input distribution ceremony spearheaded by the Emergency Agriculture Livelihoods Project. $12,000 of inputs were distributed to the 3 primary schools, as well as calls the Kalinago Barana Ote and the Ministry of the Environment. Drago says over 250 households on the east benefited from the seedling distribution project last year.
In 2020, the Ministry of Environment partnered with the Division of Agriculture during the high time of the pandemic, when we were able to assist well over 250 households on the Eastern District from the Kalinago territory to Delis with seedlings through the massive seedling projects implemented by the ministry.
Montjean, Grand Fond, La Plaine, Castlebruce, Atkinson and the communities in the Kalinago territory benefited from the seedling distribution under the backyard gardening program. Drago says the plan is to embark on a new phase of the project this year owing to its success in 2020.
We took a decision in November to continue to the project, and the ministry made a request through the Ministry of Blue and Green Economy, and we are happy that today we will be receiving a consignment of seeds and organic fertilizer, among others, and material for the implementation of the new phase of this project in 2021.
Drago is encouraging Dominicans to support local in what they purchase and what they consume.
When you go to the supermarkets for your shopping, please buy local. When you go to the market, buy local. All of the supermarkets have what they call local area in agriculture, where they sell the local produce from our farmers. By buying local, you are supporting the Dominican family. You are supporting the small farmers. You are supporting the small vegetables farmers of Girondel and Eggleston and of the east and of the north. So let us support Dominica, especially during this pandemic when things are a bit tight. The more that we can consume from what our Dominican farmers produce, the better it will be for our families to assist themselves.
Proposed amendments to the Civil Procedure Rules 2000 expected to come into effect later this year, following another round of post-drafting consultation. Chief Justice Dame Janice Pereira says the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court has been able to continue its reform efforts in spite of the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic. The Civil Procedure Rules Review Committee has submitted its report and proposed amendments to the Civil Procedure Rules of 2000. This process, aided by the Impact Justice Project, is at the drafting stage. Also expected to come into effect this year is the modernization of the Court's Code of Judicial Conduct. That effort was spearheaded by a Code of Ethics Review Committee.
This committee, chaired by Justice Kimberly Snack Fulgens, a resident High Court judge in the member state of St. Lucia, also carried out extensive work and has produced a comprehensive draft revised code which went out to consultation amongst judicial officers, including magistrates and registrars. I express my deep appreciation to the chair and the members of the committee for undertaking this comprehensive review. It is my hope that the new Code of Ethics will come into effect later this year.
Her Ladyship says the Sentencing Advisory Committee has also recorded notable achievements.
We have now rolled out the first and second tranches of sentencing guidelines. They now cover some drugs offenses, sexual offenses, dishonesty offenses, and firearm offenses, with more in the pipeline. Additionally, the court issued a practice direction on sentencing for the offense of murder. This practice direction sets out the approach to be taken by a judge in each member state and territory when sentencing for the offense of murder, and highlights the factors which should be considered by a judge during the sentencing process. What gives me, and of course the committee, a great sense of achievement since the publishing of the first tranche of sentencing guidelines is the buy-in by legal practitioners and judicial officers, as evidenced by their use, and more so by legal practitioners who have been invoking them even in matters predating their implementation.
And scientists monitoring the La Soufriere volcano in St. Vincent are taking a much closer look at the growing dome and other ongoing activities there. Professor Richard Robertson at the UWI Seismic Research Center explained that residents should not be fooled by the dark color of the dome, as it is dangerous and extremely hot. He also explains that residents' concerns over the glowing at the crater during the night.
One of the things that we did recently was to use a camera which has sensors in it that allows us to take an image of the volcano, of the dome, and from that image detect how hot it is. And in this case, when we took the temperature measurements, it indicated that it was above 600 degrees Celsius, which tells us how hot the material is, which tells us therefore how dangerous it is to go close to it, because it looks like a black rock. It looks really just like another rock, but it's extremely hot. And if you go close to it, you could put yourself in harm's way. So doing that tells us something about the nature of the material itself, scientifically, but it helps us to illustrate how dangerous it could be to get close to it.
And so on the weekend, we got some reports of glowing coming from the crater. And we just wanted to know, what can people expect over the next week or so from the volcano, particularly those on the western side of the island, the leeward side?
Yeah, so as the dome grows, and it will get bigger. As it gets bigger, and as part of the process of growing, bits of pieces of the dome fall off. They fall off, they're hot, and it's, at the very least, they could ignite, they could cause the vegetation on the crater floor to burn, and if it's in the night, you'll see that burning. Also, as it grows, it gets close to the surface, and the dome in the night is what we call incandescent. It glows. You don't see the glow in the day because it's too bright. But it's possible that people on the western side would begin to see that glow from the lower flanks. So in coming weeks, in near future, it's possible, just because it's growing, that people will begin to see the mountain glowing. It looks like it's bright, it looks like it's got a fire. And that would be unusual, just simply because of the dome growing and it's hot, causing it interacting with things and causing things to happen.
And I would imagine they would continue to smell sulfur and that kind of thing as well.
Yes. The gases will continue. They will continue to see the damage to the vegetation. It might creep down the slope a little bit. As the plume becomes more pronounced, it's probably going to go further afield. So therefore, the wind will take it, and you smell sulfur. You smell the other gas that you have, mainly sulfur. So that's the thing that you smell all the time. The other gases, some of them you won't smell. But yes, the gas will go to the wind. They'll smell the gas. They'll see the damage to the vegetation, and they probably will see the glow of the mountain from time to time.
Flow helps you stay connected to what matters. Simple plans and a better network mean that you can enjoy 7 days of unlimited social messaging, 3 gigabytes of reliable data to use as you like, 700 local anywhere calls and texts with the always-on prepaid plan, all for $29. Keep your number when you switch to Dominica's most reliable LTE network. Buy wherever you top up. Switch to Flow. It only gets better.
We are strong, we are resilient, and we will get through this together. But these are stressful times, and it's important to also practice good self-care. It's normal to feel overwhelmed, anxious, or afraid, but there is hope. Reach out to someone, connect with your friends, stay in touch with your community, and know that you are not alone. We're in this together. This is a public service announcement from the Dominica Red Cross.
A new in-home experience is here. All your services bundled into one simple plan. Faster, more reliable Wi-Fi so that you can binge, play, and stream uninterrupted. Unlimited Flow local landline minutes mean you can talk and talk and talk. plus the best in TV entertainment with over 120 channels and 29 in HD, all for $160 a month with the new all-in bundle. With Flow, it only gets better.
To end the news, the headlines again. Dominica adds more Caribbean countries to its high-risk travel list. Prime Minister Skerrit calls for posture, positivity and strength in 2021. And Gina Toussaint dispels fundraising rumors as her son, Tyron Theophil, remains in quarantine at the Dominica China Friendship Hospital. Feel free to access our past newscasts on our YouTube channel. On behalf of the entire production team, I am Andrea Louis, and to all of our viewers around the world, thank you so much for watching. Join us next time.